Hello everybody, this is Moses from ZAATAR Gardens. This is Lulu. Say hi, Lulu. That's her hello, by the way. I've gotten many questions, especially before last year, with all that happened and everybody going to gardening by the tens of millions of extra gardeners that never gardened before. There's a demographic that I never thought about and haven't done a lot of videos about are renters. Most of my videos are about fruit trees. I have about 75 fruit trees amongst other plants in my gardens right now. I'll put a video link in the video right now. And for renters, I don't know of any renter that would plant a fruit tree in the ground of a house they don't own. Now, I have grown fruit trees and citrus trees in pots. It's just I have enough space to put them in the ground, so I decided to put them in the ground. It's a lot less work. I've been asked many times, Moses, I rent. I don't want to plant fruit trees and nut trees in soil that really isn't mine. So what is it that I could plant in pots? And also, what's low maintenance or even no maintenance at all? And I thought about this for a long time because I don't want to just answer and the person fail and then go, well, Moses gave me that advice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So if I was renting, what would I do? And the list I'm going to give for fruit trees may not grow in some of the areas where you're watching me. So if that's so, then you may have to adapt or bring things inside of the house. And the first fruit tree I would choose to put in a pot is this jujube. Jujubes are extremely drought tolerant. If I left this garden, never came back, 100% this jujube will be here. The next tree I would plant in a pot, which is extremely beautiful in my opinion, are olives. So I would plant an olive tree in pots, definitely. These are actually, both of these were in pots, I believe. Both of these olives were in pots for years. But I decided to put them in the ground because I had space. And I wanted this to be peace. It's just walking between two olive trees through it when I start walking on my path just brings me extra peace. Another thing definitely I would do is succulents. Succulents don't need that much work at all, and they can be propagated really easily. Just water them here and there and don't have to worry about them that much. And there's so many different colors. They all pretty much go to flower, I believe. They're really pretty plants. So succulents, definitely plant those in pots if you're a renter. If you have even just a 2x3 square foot section of land available, is plant a little herb garden. Parsley is easy to grow. A lot of the Zaatar plants, oregano, thyme, they're easy. Rosemary, lavender, extremely drought tolerant. Plant those. That way you can have food for inside your house and you didn't have to do that much work. Herbs don't take that much work. Definitely plant citrus in pots. They do so well, it's incredible. I don't know why, but they do well. You would think they wouldn't because they're really hungry plants, and their roots reach out really far, but they do really well in pots. Lemon, lime, kumquat, etc. It looks like another bird dropping had a fig seed in there. If you're into greens, I would suggest planting sweet potatoes. They have edible greens, and they are in mild climates, they're extremely easy to grow. If you're living in a warmer area though, I would suggest not planting it because if you wanted a low maintenance yard, you're gonna have to be watering it every other day with sweet potatoes. The smell of flowers surrounding me is amazing right now. Another one you want to think about is a windowsill garden or herb garden inside the house. Make sure they get enough light, south-facing window, and you will love the production from that because 1, you grew it yourself, and 2, it doesn't cost much money, and usually they're cut and grow. So you plant cilantro, you cut it, it'll just keep regrowing. Saves you a lot of money. Now another plant that will do pretty well in a pot, they do like to be in the ground, but they'll do pretty well and they're really tough, are grapes. So you can see I have multiple grape plants all along here, which will be coming out of dormancy soon. This I believe is a Thompson. That's a flame seedless. So really easy plant to take care of and will do really well in a pot, I think. Just make sure you give it enough water during the summer. Another tree that loves being in a pot are figs. This was in a pot. I took it out because I wanted to get bigger, but this is more of a dwarf variety. This only gets about 6-7 feet tall, but this Cadota, this will get 12 feet tall. So I don't suggest planting this in a pot. This is a celestial. So those are the ones that do really well in pots, but look up dwarf fig varieties online and plant those. Don't plant the Cadota. This is not that old and the base is already huge. What are you doing, Lulu? Planting annual seeds of flowers are pretty as well. They won't provide any food, but they'll attract a lot of pollinators and relax your mind. I don't know many people that don't like looking at flowers. And if I do know somebody, I don't really want to talk to them. I don't trust somebody that doesn't like plants, to be honest. So there's a lot you can plant that won't take much maintenance in a pot if you're renting. And don't forget that if you have a small area, I don't see why the landlord wouldn't let you plant some annuals. So let's say an herb garden or some carrots, but carrots are more maintenance. It's up to you. Just because you rent doesn't mean you can't feed yourself. Happy gardening, everyone. All right, let's go, Lulu.